We can all say we've been through that moment in our lives where we feel that we don't belong, or we feel as an outcast. During these times, we think of all the others that are going through the same situation. How do they deal with it? What about people with disabilities? Don't they always feel as an outcast? The truth is, some do, but there are those that are able to look inside themselves and find something that we can never even explain. One of these people is Dr. Temple Grandin. Through the years, she has surpassed many expectations and overcome many limitations put forth for her. Though some may have never heard of her, she is an innovator for many industries, and she is considered to be one of the most influential people of our time. She was born on August 29, 1947, in Boston, Massachusetts, to Richard Grandin and Eustacia Cutler. At the age of 2, she was diagnosed with autism, and she was only able to communicate by humming or screaming. Due to this, her parents put her through extensive speech therapy classes. But she did not learn to speak until the age of 4. With this led to many times during her childhood where she was made fun of by the other children for her verbal mistakes and for being different. Even though she was living with these disabilities, she was able to go on to do great things and lead a successful academic career. In 1970, she earned a degree in psychology from Franklin Pierce College, then a master's degree in animal science from Arizona State University, and lastly, a PhD from the University of Illinois. She has gone on to become a livestock handling equipment designer, where she has worked with McDonald's, Burger King, and other companies with large slaughterhouse operations to improve the life of the cattle or other animals, and also the products they produce. There are many universities and private owners around our country and around the world that have accepted and adapted to Dr. Grandin's designs and ways of working with cattle. One being Ohio State University's Agricultural Technical Institute in Worcester, Ohio. The design of Dr. Grandin's that they use is a system of curved chutes combined with a round crowd pen that works with cattle rather than against their natural behavior as most systems do. Here is actually a picture of the ATI Grandin pen. Here is the round crowd pen, here are the curved chutes. There's also the walls the cattle won't get spooked by the farm workers because they're too high and the cattle cannot see them. The system allows cattle to see 2 or 3 animal lengths ahead, which is important because according to Grandin, cattle will refuse to go somewhere if they do not see where they are going. She developed this design while pursuing her master's degree. She noticed that cattle were mooing a lot while in the feedlot and other places. She wanted to see why, so she did a research project of stress and how it makes the cattle vocalize. And also the thing is, if cattle are stressed during the production process or moving through a slaughterhouse, the meat becomes tough, which makes consumers unhappy. Dr. Grandin not only works in the slaughterhouse aspect of animal production, but also in animal welfare, neurology, and philosophy. She has written many books where she has received critical acclaim for her work, one of them being an essay being Animals Are Not Things, where she states even though animals are technically our property, the law grants them certain protection. You may ask, how was she able to do all these things despite her disability? Due to her autism, it has made her very hypersensitive to sound and to her surrounding and other senses. She also considers herself to be a visual thinker, instead of being a verbal communicator, which she sees as a secondary skill. She is also very sensitive to detail and environmental change, which she gives credit to being able to gain insight into how domesticated animals think. As of today, Dr. Grandin currently works at Colorado State University as a professor of animal science. She also speaks around the world about cattle handling, and she is a proactive speaker on autism, where her presentations are every single time giving a 10 or over a 10. Time Magazine, The Today Show, ABC Primetime 2020, and many others have interviewed Dr. Grandin over the years. In 2010, HBO created a made-for-TV movie entitled Temple Grandin, which received 15 Emmys and was based on her youth and how she got led into the cattle industry. She is unmarried and has no children. She has stated that due to her autism, she has a lack of interest in emotional issues and relationships, including fictional representations of interpersonal relationships. Without her autism, she feels she wouldn't have the insight into the animal industry, so she is against a comprehensive cure for autism. Not only has Dr. Grandin paved a more economical and ethical way in the cattle industry around the world, she has helped many people understand autism. When she was born in 1947, autism was seen as an end to possible achievement and productivity in the patient's life. She has shown us that no matter what limitations life gives us, we can push past them and pave our own way through society.